And what's cracking, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is going to be a quick update on Solana. As you can see, Solana has seen a meltdown, and there are so many lessons that you can just get from this little piece of price action right here. Okay, we'll be going over those lessons in a bit, but first I want to give you guys a quick recap on what was last spoken about. We have been covering Solana now for about a week, and that is primarily because I actually received an email notification on my phone, primarily sent to me by the Mango dashboard, telling me that, hey Krisha, I was at a dinner party, and yeah, I got an email notification telling me that Solana turned bullish last week. So now in the previous videos, I spoke to you about the 3 criteria that I'm going to be looking for in order for me to anticipate continuation on Solana. So what I'm going to do here in order to, well, avoid sounding like a broken record, I'm going to go ahead and replay what was last spoken about. So sit back and enjoy this. Okay, we've bounced, but now what the trend profile is telling us, let's get into trend profile. It's healthy. With long trends, we could very well start seeing continuation on SOL, but is this the time? Would you place the bid right here or no? Because right now what this is dynamic resistance. So now I want to see 3 things, okay, for the next trade setup to be given to me. I want to see price being greater than this daily dynamic level. For those of you who want to take note of the dynamic levels, if you don't have access to the indicator, please go ahead and take note of them. I will also be annotating the levels on my screen. It's a range, okay? It goes in from $95.77 down to $93.60. Let's go ahead and put in a red box territory right there. Of course, if you guys want access to the dynamic indicator, you don't want to wait on me to give you guys the levels. You can find it on the mango.com/dynamic. Now, as far as the bid opportunity is going to be concerned, that easy to manage bid is going to be as soon as we tick off price living over dynamic, I would look for a retest on dynamic support. What's part 2 for continuation? Now, that's going to be that easy bid to manage, right? Part 2 for continuation is this. I want to see the dynamic turn green, and I want to see the dynamic slope turn positive. So when do we get those 2 criteria going off? As soon as Solana takes out this region right here. You can see that this was one of the major inflection points throughout this entire breakdown here on the daily time frame. As soon as SOL actually broke this region here at around $101.82, okay, that's when we actually saw continuation to the downside. That's when price actually broke that dynamic support that it had been holding ever since it started its uptrend. Okay, and not just that, that was the impetus to us actually getting down to $81.22, which is that monthly level. All right, so now that you guys have a quick sort of recap on what was last spoken about, here is the update. So what we saw here, there are a lot of, like I said, a lot of lessons, 2 major lessons actually. Number 1, your bids are important. Okay, do not mess around with your bids, because your bids, anyone who caught the bid on this red box territory, which was primarily driven by what? The daily dynamic support. Anyone who caught the bid here versus anyone who poured in here, right at the top, who's in a better position? The person who caught the bid on dynamic support. Because now if they choose to get out, it's a no-brainer. They don't have to endure too much pain, because they literally get to get out at break even if they want to get out, right? Versus anyone who bought at the top here. Now, yeah, prices have melted down, but are they wrong on their trade just yet? In my opinion, no, because price has not lost that region of support, right? But they are still in losses. And when you panic because you're sitting in pain, what that does is that it steals from your mental and emotional equity. And when that happens, you avoid looking at any other possible trade opportunity out there. Okay, so try and capture good bids, because that's not just going to help you with that trade, but it's going to help you with all the other trades that might be around you. So now that was one lesson. The other lesson over here was wait on confirmation, my friends. Oh my goodness. Last time we spoke about SOL, this candle here, okay, this gravestone doji was green. It was green all the way to the top. This looked like it wanted to close over 101.82. Did we get that close? No. Instead, prices sold off, only for this to turn into a gravestone doji in the middle of that in the middle of that minor uptrend. When you see that happen, a gravestone doji in the middle of a minor uptrend, the next candle probabilistically is likely going to be a bearish candle, which it was. All right, so now we've seen a meltdown back into our bid zone. The bid zone has not yet been lost. That is still very much support, as you can see. Let me just turn off all the indicators. The drawing, sorry. Price is still living on that dynamic support. Okay, we have not lost that just yet. So no official closes underneath that just yet. So now the main question is, well, what now? What happens from here? As far as the 3 criteria that we were looking for, okay, which is this. that still remains intact. I am still looking for this. I'm looking for 3 ticks on all 1, 2, and 3 for me to then anticipate the next move to the upside. And I told you guys that, hey, while we are looking for this, what is likely going to end up giving us ticks on all 3 of these criterias is if prices can actually break out of 101 and $82, which is this red line on my chart. How did I get that? Well, that was the major breakdown point, right? The bears, apologies, managed to push price down a good 23% just on that break, right? That was the major inflection point that took Solana all the way back down to the bottom of the range at around $81.22, thus even breaking that daily dynamic support, which it had been holding since September of last year. Look at that trend. It was beautiful. Every touch of the dynamic was met with support. The bulls stepped in and bid price up once again. Right, this was the major inflection point, and you can even tell how important it was because the bulls have been trying over and over and over and over and over and over again to just reclaim that region, and they have failed on every single attempt. All right, so 101.82 is going to be that major region that we need to see price clear out. And if price starts doing that, yeah, I'm going to be looking for 3 ticks on all of these 3 criterias right here. All right, so far, let's go over all 3 to see if any of them are still ticked. Price greater than the dynamic. Is price currently greater than the dynamic? No, it's not. Okay, how about the dynamic turning green? Is it green? No, it's not. It's blue. How about the dynamic slope turning positive? Is it positive? No, it's not. Okay, it's pretty much flatlined, almost even with a slightly negative slope. Okay, so we got X's on all 3 of the criteria, so no potential for continuation, at least major continuation just yet. Could we see a continuation back up to 101.82, right? Could we see something like this? Well, for that, let's get into the Mango dashboard. Let's see what the dashboard is telling us. Now, I use the dashboard, guys, to help me filter out coins actually worth looking at, coins worth trading, and also helps me check my biases. Now, just with me looking at this picture, I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I'm like so many rejections over and over again. This looks very droopy here. We're seeing a negative slope on the dynamic. I don't like this picture. Okay, but fine. That's me as an analyst. I usually fall back into my objective tools to just help me check my biases, just in case I'm being too overly bullish or too overly bearish. Okay, so with that, let's see what the Mango dashboard is telling me. Okay, 12-hour to the weekly time frame. This we did not have before, by the way. 12-hour to weekly on all time frames, we have bullish signals. All right, volatility super compressed. 3, 27, 15. Usually now, if volatility does expand, the direction of that expansion, for those of you wondering, is it going to be up or down? It's going to be, well, fall back into the trend. What's the trend telling you? Is the trend bullish or bearish? It's bullish. So probability says that, okay, if there is an expansion, the expansion is likely going to come to the upside. Price expands, but to the upside. But not just that. Notice the flags. We have potential bullish divergence here in the 12-hour time frame. Okay, if this potential bullish divergence triggers, I will not be surprised if we actually do see that move back up to $101.82. So we'll be dissecting the trigger of this bullish divergence. But now notice the 4-hour short. 4-hour is short with volatility very low, telling me that, okay, if the bears want to step in here, they still can. All right, so what this is telling me is that what we're seeing here is a lower time frame pullback, but into higher time frame support. Lower time frame pullback, higher time frame support with potential bullish divergence. That's a strong picture right there. That's a lot of information just on this card. So now with this, let's get into Solana. Now what I really want to dissect here, what's really going to give me confirmation of further upside, okay, maybe us getting back up to 101.82, is that potential bullish divergence. I would not have noticed that if it wasn't for that little flag. Okay, 12-hour, let's get into our oscillators. Okay, there's so much going on here. Okay, let's get into the oscillators. So let's go ahead and dissect that potential bullish divergence. We have lower lows on Stokes, lower lows on RSI, higher lows on price action. Oops. So this bullish divergence will trigger on this condition. If we can take out this wick high right here, Okay, the wick high came in at around $98.70. So if prices actually break up and clear $98.70, we're going back up. Okay, back up to 101 and 82 cents. However, if prices break this wick low right here, okay, of this range, this wick low right here, you can take note of this number, $93.11. That's when we're coming down even further. Where to from there? Well, I'm just looking at the bottom of the range, $81.22. But I want to see this this $93 region break. All right, that is your range now. I'm going to color that yellow. Give me a second. I wouldn't jump the gun on any shorts until we clear out $93.10. I'll be honest with you, because I noticed something while getting into the oscillators. If you just go ahead and turn on your dynamic on the 12-hour time frame, we have the 12-hour dynamic sitting right underneath us. Okay, so that's still support. We have the daily dynamic as well, sitting right underneath us. Okay, support. 2-day dynamic at $93. 3-day dynamic, okay, this is slightly underneath the $93, but still, we have 2-day, daily, and 12-hour just right there. Okay, this is not support that you want to be fighting against. Wait on 93 to break for you to then anticipate another push to the downside coming all the way down to 81.22. All right. If, however, the bulls actually step in here and pick price back up and take us back up to 98.75, that's when we can actually anticipate further continuation to the upside at around 101 and 82 cents. I'm also noticing something else. If prices get back to 101.82, there is a potential pattern play right there. Okay, if we break 101.82, that'll be nice. But check out this pattern. For those of you who can spot it, it's this right here. Inverted head and shoulders pattern. Okay, and this too appears to be, it's like a pattern within a pattern. And I'm not sure if you guys are noticing. Falling channel with a bullish head and shoulders pattern. If this even triggers to the upside, let's take it. This will take SOL all the way back up to 133 and 54 cents. That is going to be your first target on just the head and shoulders pattern. But that's something to watch out for. But the one level, guys, that's just going to help with everything, that's going to trigger all of this, is going to be price closing over 101.82. Watch out for this level. That is going to be a major, major trigger. I think a good bid to manage is going to be this 83 cent region. If you can catch a bid there, why the hell not? I think if prices break, you know that you've been invalidated on that trade extremely fast, and you get to get out with a minimal loss. All right, at which point you can then reposition for lower, where prices come back down likely to $81.22. All right, so now this is the technical picture on Solana. Ultimately, guys, we're going to be falling back on over to our objective indicators to keep us on the right side of these trends, because it's just that damn easy. Okay, but ultimately, yes, your indicators, they're cool. Okay, they're very, very cool, very, very easy to grapple with. But indicators are like autopilot, you know. Even though every plane has autopilot, almost every plane has autopilot, you still need a pilot to man it, right? Because it's the pilot that has situational awareness and who can make decisions based on certain situations that your autopilot might not be able to grapple with. Your indicators, guys, is something very similar. Yeah, your indicators are going to keep you on the right side of the trade, but it's understanding your TA that's going to help you know when it's time to be jumping in, when it's time to be jumping out, when can you really expect that next big pump to the upside, and when can you expect the next big dump to the downside. Okay, that's what you need your TA for. Now, we had one such instance right here where we knew that, yes, while our indicator told us that the bulls are in control, we still had to wait for price to take out 101.82 for us to then anticipate that next major pump to the upside, right? That's what kept us on the right side of this entire trade so far. If you're someone looking to build on your situational awareness as far as TA is concerned, you might want to check out the Sprouts program. It's currently on early bird sale, 40% off. It's going for $2.99. And I've also gone ahead and added some amazing things the Sproutlings have had to say while compiling this. It put a huge smile on my face. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and go through the testimonials to see if this might be a good fit for you. Of course, don't forget to go through, well, the curriculum as well, just so you know exactly what it is that you're jumping into. Now, Module 7 drops soon. This one is going to be specifically on pattern trading. I might actually have 2 modules on pattern trading, so just a heads up on that. Now, also, as soon as I start releasing lessons for Module 7, the price of the program will be going up. okay, because 299 is the early bird price, but as soon as we get more lessons in there, this price will be ticking up. So just a heads up on that. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's analysis on Solana. If you did, smash a like. I will now see you in the next update. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.